situation to you for the bow tie and stuff.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Love Bill Nye and love the bow tie. Well, in fact, why is there an association between bow ties and science? Have you ever thought about that?
Because
Bill Nye.
it takes a studious mind to tie a bow tie, and it takes a studious mind to be a scientist.
Well, maybe, although it's really not that much harder to tie a bow tie than it is to tie a necktie once you get to know how to do it. The real
God
reason
damn it, don't ruin my fucking fantasy. Okay?
No, go ahead and ruin his fantasy.
The main reason is because if you're a scientist, especially a laboratory scientist, you work like a chemist, you work with equipment or chemicals, your necktie flops out and gets in the way. Now, back in the day, you were required to wear a suit and tie to work, right? Like people that clean the streets wore a necktie, back 100 years ago. So scientists were sort of required to wear a suit and tie, but the necktie got in the way. So instead they would wear a bow tie, wouldn't flop into their sulfuric acid or get stuck in their,
Sounds dirty.
He keeps saying it, though. It flops
so
out.
bow ties were neater.
It just flops
The
out.
other thing that I have to say about that is, whenever I was in the Marines, I had this thing of sort of a tie clip, which actually to my shirt. I didn't have to worry about things really dipping into.
Oh yeah, sure, and you can tuck it into your shirt, and you can wear your lab coat and whatnot. But there's some scientists who are really clumsy, so bow ties became popular.
Hey,
Professor Stephen, so you were talking about your time, your beginning moments hosting the AOA podcast. Did you have any favorite moments that you want to reflect on in terms of your time?
Favorite moments? Yes, a couple. One, I did an entire group of segments on chemistry on the basis, because Cash asked the question, how could everything be made out of just three things? Protons, neutrons, and electrons. And I did like maybe 5 or 6 segments on chemistry, going from what atoms are all the way up to how chemicals can be and what make everything. And I got emails sent to me telling me from people that was the first time they really understood chemistry. And that was, an epiphany for them. And I felt so happy that I had taught some people some fundamentally important scientific concepts on the show.
I actually have a question with that. I'm a science nerd, which I guess you already know. Could you, explain that a little bit more? The electrons, protons, neutrons. Mm-hmm. Just for the listeners that haven't listened to to the podcast of the AOA that didn't know that, just expound maybe like 2 to 3 minutes. You guys do actually have listeners. I have my listeners, so I'm talking to your listeners. You guys actually invite me here to talk. So, oh hell, I'm halfway through my mouth. So.
We have 4, but you're over on Podbean.
Oh, I still need to cancel that, don't I?
Yeah, I think so.
But anyways, Prof, I understand what you're talking about, but, just to elucidate to whatever listeners are listening to this podcast, protons, neutrons, electrons, explain to us, 2-3 minutes what you're talking about.
Well,
and now I'm going to shut up and mute.
All right. Well, everything's made out of atoms. And atoms are made out of 3 particles. Protons, neutrons, and electrons. Now, neutrons and protons are actually also made out of quarks, but we won't go into that because that's too complicated. And you got this nucleus with protons and neutrons in it in the middle. It's this little hard dot in the middle that is orbited by these electrons that are really just sort of vibrations orbiting it. But they're not vibrations. They're also particles. Don't ask. No one understands it. So you have that, and the nucleus with the protons and the neutrons determine mostly how much everything weighs, how much mass it has, and the electrons determine how it reacts chemically with other atoms. And so the electrons of atoms interact with each other and form molecules. And because of the way the electrons have different energy levels, different environments, different ways of being, determine the differences in chemical properties of a substance. It also determines things like color or even texture or what have you. You know, all those properties are because even though there's only 3 particles involved, those 3 particles can have many different states that they can be in, especially when they're combined with each other. And that produces everything we interact with on a daily basis. Everything made of stuff are made of those 3 particles. That's basically
there's the 3 fundamental forces, you know, the electroweak, electro-strong, what's the other one?
The strong force.
Electromagnetic force and gravity.
Gravity is not necessarily a force. Ask Einstein about that.
Well,
that's the reason why I said the 3.
Well, electromagnetic then.
That's no moon, that's your mother.
That's
the
no
forces are
moon, that's
possibly
Zach
gravity,
Lawson.
the electroweak force, which is electromagnetism and the weak interaction, and
Sorry,
the
I'm
strong
brown
nuclear
bagging
force.
tonight.
The electroweak, the electro-strong, and the, what's the extra one? Not gravity. Not gravity. There's the third of the electromagnetic scale.
There's electromagnetic force, there's the weak nuclear and the strong nuclear.
Okay, there you go.
But they've tried to combine the electro and the weak nuclear, but I don't quite understand that, so.
Well, that's beyond my. Oh my God, I so freaking need to turn off my screen because Chris and Corinne are just making me fucking.
I didn't do anything. Wait, whoa.
Whoa. Is it
Whoa.
because I'm brown bagging a freaking
Can I-
beer?
Yeah, he does have a brown bag.
She has giant tits.
Yeah.
You know
I'm
that.
just saying.
Can I tell you my favorite episode with you, Steve, is your Reason Con. Not any of the ones that you did with Cash. It was the one that you did by yourself, where you were interviewing everybody. When they were all drunk and you were sober. It was really funny.
I was there.
Yes, you were.
I was there.
You know, that took a shit ton of editing. Like, normally the live show, we drop out some of the pauses and then just throw it up. But with that ReasonCon one, I edited for hours and hours and hours on that.
You were asking people their fallacies, right? I remember that episode too. But
Yeah, I was. Yes, I would present them with an argument that creationist or a Christian might present, and then having them answer it.
yeah, I remember
They
that.
were
That
all
was
drunk
good.
as shit.
Yeah, they were. It was fun.
Dude, everyone there was fucking, they were either drunk or fucking high or one of the two. Or both
Yeah,
of the
Or
two.
both.
I mean-
I started out drunk, but because I was doing the podcast, I sobered up. So you know that was weird, but yeah,
Dude, that podcast with Thong was a fucking joke.
yeah.
Well,
I think-
with that hey, Prof, with that, throw us a logical fallacy, you know,
Okay,
so that we can, you know, try to parse it out.
Okay, a logical fallacy. So the appeal to nature is a really common logical fallacy. So
Yeah.
what I say is right because it's natural, or this is safe because it's natural, or it works because it's natural, or the converse, that's bad for you because it's not natural.
Hey,
Cyanide is natural.
yeah, so is asbestos.
Yes, exactly. In fact, AIDS is natural. Being eaten by a lion is natural. Cancer is natural.
Being 4,000 years old is natural.
Well, how about
No,
this?
it's just 900,
With
brother.
900.
Without telling us what
When I'm
the
engineered
fallacy is,
You
in the
can suck his
situation
good
that we
beer.
have to figure out what the fallacy is.
Okay, here's a situation. Someone says, we know that Bigfoot exists because Professor Hunkamunka of Ivy University, who's got a PhD in everything,
Professor
says
Steven.
says that Bigfoot exists.
Steven.
I know.
Appeal to authority.
Steven.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just saying that's how you pronounce your name.
Oh, no, Professor Hunkamunka is
Uncle.
expert in xenobiology.
That sounds like a black name to me.
That's an appeal
I
to
think it's
authority.
racist.
Exactly, appeal to authority. And it turns out Professor Hunkamunka has a degree in engineering, mechanical engineering. So it's an appeal to a illegitimate authority. He's not even an authority in the field that he's claiming to be an authority in.
Do you have a degree in electrical engineering?
No, I have a degree in chemistry.
He has a degree in Unca Munca.
I do. Hanging on the wall.
Try another one.
All right, another fallacy. Let's see. Well, we know, for instance, ghosts must exist because everybody in every culture has a ghost story.
Appeal to popularity.
Yes.
Fuck you, Dave. Fuck you and your Shire hole.
I have a thought on ghosts and supernatural. How they're never captured on camera.
Right.
But if they are captured on camera, then it becomes part of the natural world. So it's no longer supernatural.
Right. Well, I'm kind of an, what's the right word? Ichtheist? I don't remember. There's a word for the idea of the supernatural doesn't even make enough sense to me for me to understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What do you mean by supernatural?
Yeah, and if the evidence is captured by natural means, then it's no longer supernatural. It's part of the natural, right?
Right. Well, I would
Which
say
means
that
that it's testable and
real. I would say that if it's part that if it exists, it is by definition part of the natural universe.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know what it means to be not natural.
I actually made a point of that in one of my papers that I submitted to one of my professors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you thought shit one, didn't you?
No, actually, no, my professors know not to fuck with me.
I actually went out in the back here. You know, I'm in Pennsylvania, and one of the things that I noticed, or actually experienced, was I saw a being. I don't know what it was, you know, but it was big and it was hairy. That's the only thing that I saw. But the guy that was with me, he didn't see the same thing, and
Right.
you know, but he didn't really believe in it. So you know, he didn't really get to see what I saw.
Well, that would be anecdotal. First of all, it's anecdotal evidence, which doesn't mean anything.
They were watching gay porn.
Well, he didn't really believe, so
Appeal to belief. Appeal to
Gay porn.
no.
to
I love gay
to re-
porn.
To require belief before observation is ridiculous. You observe and then you believe. What is the name of this?
The No True Scotsman.
No True Scott, of course. If he were a believer, he would have seen it. Right. Or if he were, okay. It's a version of the No True Scotsman. Yeah. Yeah. You know, what people don't seem to understand about these things is that normal, healthy, non-crazy people can hallucinate. It happens all the time.
Yeah, whenever I take LSD or MDMA.
Right. Well, of course, I hallucinate sometimes whenever I am in a waking state, a half waking state in the middle of the night.
Oh, you know, I had sleep paralysis a few times, and you would swear that there's somebody in the room with you dragging you off the bed or off the couch or choking you or whatever.
Yep.
And you're awake enough to try to mumble, but you're paralyzed, so you can't. You try to yell out, but you can't yell out, and you think that you're actually being attacked, and then all of a sudden you fully wake up, and there's nothing there.
Right.
Right? I had that happen to me a few times.
That happened to me last night, actually.
I was about to say, Big Black Dave feels that way right now. He's surrounded by white people that don't know what the hell's going on.
I'm sorry. Who is Big Black Gay, or who is Big Black Dave?
Yeah, we only know of a big black gay Dave.
Big
And
Black
there's also,
Dave.
everybody's not white.
Yeah, I'm not white. I'm pink.
This is Big Game World, where we investigate news from right here at home and around the world.
Hey, David.
This is gonna be fun. Sorry, yeah.
Nothing.
You start
the Civil Union of Italy by a
No,
vote
they
of
can't
one
see